All right, welcome back to Resilient Voices and Beyond. I'm so excited to have another episode here for you guys. I believe this will be episode 34. Um, it's been a long road coming, like literally, it's been a very long road. Sorry, my camera's tripping me out. Half my head is on the screen. uh, yeah, it's been a long road, and I'm just excited to continue to bring people with their stories and their experiences, but also to have this platform for them to share their truths. But my guest here today is just a wonderful young man. I had the opportunity to speak with him before and just hear a little bit of his story and so forth. But I just feel like it speaks to so much power and truth, to our system as of today. And I'm just excited for him to share, his experience. So without further ado, if you don't mind giving us a brief introduction of yourself.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I've been in the foster care system from like age of 3 to 5, and then a residential from about 14 to 18.
Okay. Well, it is a pleasure to have you here, Jacob. I'm excited to just walk down this journey and to have you on today. Um, so my first question is if you could give myself and the audience listening a little breakdown of how did your experience start? How did you get in care, and what did it look like being in care for yourself?
For sure. So residential, the first time was family oriented, and the reason I got sent there in the first place is I was having like unpredictable behaviors and not regularly going to therapy. And my parents just didn't have an outlet for me to be able to reach out and, not become a tyrant. And so they started looking at residential facilities in the state and decided Eagle Village was best. And that was the first time. That was very family oriented. I was in a family program. And then family reunification succeeded, but about a year or so after reunification, it failed again, caused me to have to go back to residential for independent purposes. And so I learned a lot of independent skills, and I'm living with my aunt now, but I'm getting out of it and I'll be living by myself.
Okay. So you kind of gave us a little timeline there. So if you don't mind, I asked a couple questions to break it down, and whatever you're comfortable with. If you feel uncomfortable answer any of these questions, feel free to let me know, and we can move to the next one. So your experience in care, was that with your birth parents?
No.
When going to residential, so that wasn't with your birth parents?
No. So I was adopted around the age of 5. No, I was adopted at the age of 7.
Okay.
And that was the family. So we were struggling for about 7 years before I went to residential first.
Okay. So when you say struggling, because I want to make sure that the full picture is captured and understanding your story and who you are. Were you struggling behaviorally due to trauma, or what was that for yourself?
I think a lot of it was trauma at first, and that I didn't have any coping skills. So, you picture a 2-liter bottle and you put it under a faucet, it's going to overflow. Well, we all had that 2-liter bottle. It's about, poking holes in it, but I didn't have any holes in my bottle. So I just would fill, blow up, and just blow up on everyone, everywhere, about any circumstance I could find. And that was because of past trauma. And then my grandfather passed away, and that was like my final snap. I didn't realize it until therapy much later, but after my grandfather passed away, I was every day just running away, hiding, doing a bunch of stupid stuff that kids don't normally do. And that's when I got sent to residential for the first time.
Okay. And I just want to say, as we're going along, I appreciate you sharing this piece of your story and being honest and open. And I firmly believe, this, sharing your story is going to help somebody else, and I want to thank you for that. My next question following that is, so eventually they found a residential that was fitting. What did that experience entail? Like, you got to the residential. Um, can you tell me what your thought process was when you got there?
Oh
Like,
my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. So up until that point, I was somewhat of a normal kid because I wasn't in foster care very long. And
uh-huh.
so it's kind of like taking a high schooler right out of his freshman year of high school and just putting him in a facility. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I was going to be staying overnight. I didn't know I was going to be there for 10 months. I thought it was
Wow.
going to be like, I'm going home at the end of the night. Like, this is beyond scared straight. And it wasn't.
Oh man. I completely understand. So you was kind of caught off guard,
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I didn't sign up for this.
So how long, if I can ask, how long did you was like, okay, they coming back to get me? Like, how long did you wait until you realized, like, yeah, no, I'm here. Like, I'm staying here.
At the 30-day mark, so I was in the assessment center. At the 30-day
Okay.
mark, they reassess. And I was just biting my nails on that 30-day mark, trying to have the best behavior I could. 30-day mark comes around and I don't have the conversation. They did it on purpose because I have a logistical brain. So I was focusing on the 30-day mark. They learned me in 30 days, like my
Mm-hmm.
behaviors, my patterns. And so the 31st day, they came up to me and said, you get to choose what residential house you want to be set in. And that's when I lost hope.
Mm. You said something there that was very powerful. So you lost hope. So what did that mean for you? Like, like when you say I lost hope, is that like, yeah, nah, I'm not going back home, or this is my life now? Like, what does that
No,
mean to
that
you?
that means turn up. That
Turn,
means turn up.
turn,
Turn up.
turn up, turn up. Okay, okay. I feel that. So, I'm assuming when you say turn up, for some people that may not know what that means, if that's listening, that means like you about to go in, like
Yeah, I'm about to blow. I'm done. I've reached
okay,
my limit.
okay. So, is it fair to say, like, during this process, like, self-care, mental health wasn't the high on your priority at that time
It
period?
Man, I didn't know what those words were. Like, actually, like if you would have told me self-care, I would have been like, what do you mean? I didn't know that's something normal people do.
Right, right. So, just keeping this timeline going, um, several months in, let's say 6 months in now. 6 months into the program, what did that look like for yourself?
Oh, 6 months was another big landmark. They had this big event called Quest, and they would stick
Mm-hmm.
us in the woods for a week. And, bare minimum for food, yada, 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 to really, bring out that outdoor experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about all of it now. It was a pretty traumatic experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 months in was right about that time where, they physically broke me, they mentally broke me. And then that's when I started the healing process, is when I finally broke down as a person.
Okay. Okay. Um, and I respect that, so I'm gonna just go to my next question. I'm gonna go to my next question. Um, Now we're coming up on 9, 10 months. You know, did you know that you were getting ready to exit out, or what did that look like?
No, I didn't know. It was a lot of conversations with the house supervisor of, hey, I've, completed the program. Hey, I've completed the program. That was 8 to 9 months in. And then we had a family legacy and they pulled me in and they said, it's time to come home, Jacob. And so I finished up my program over the couple weeks and I got out of there. But I didn't know until like a week before.
Okay, so now we're out. because I know you said you ended up going back to residential or not independent living. So after leaving, was this Eagle Village?
Yes, that
So
was after leaving Eagle Village.
yeah, after leaving Eagle Village, you went back home with your adoptive parents, right?
Yeah.
Were things better then?
2 weeks. It was better for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, because this is something that resonates with me. I spent, and we had this conversation. I spent numerous parts of my life in residential facilities, and when I got out, it took a period of feeling comfortable because I was so used to following the restraint rules and so forth. So you say 2 weeks. So I'm interested in hearing, if you're welcome to share, like, what was the breaking point between those 2 weeks? Do you think it was the institutionalization, or it just, things still needed some work?
It was actually a moment I recall quite heavily about a pair of pajama pants, and I had a string in my pajama pants, and my mom pulled them out because the string was raggedy. It's just some stupid stuff. And I lost it. And that was the beginning of the end after those 2 weeks.
Okay. So what was the next steps after that? Because I know you said you ended up going back into residential or something like that.
Yeah. So the next steps were deal with me. He's already been to residential. Deal. We don't have a choice. Would you feel comfortable going back? Okay, we're going to send you back.
Okay. So you ended up going back to Eagle Village, I'm assuming.
Yes, on my own terms.
Okay. So you went back there. At this point, how old are you?
16.
16. So this point, you're in that place of like, all right, the world is forming. Like, I'm about to be 17 in a minute, and then 18. So
No. 17, I was going to run away from home because of laws and stuff. And so I was just sucking up 2 months to get the heck out of there.
Oh, okay. So that wait, let's get to that. wait. So, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So if I understand it, so your plan was to go to Eagle Village, or to be at home and suck it up until you turned 17, and then you was dipping.
Yeah, so I was going to stay at home. I didn't even think about Eagle Village. I was going to stay at home. 17 was going to hit, and I'm out.
Okay. So, like, and I know, things are different now in your life. That's why I'm asking these questions, because it's very intriguing to me, because it's that survival, that survival mode, and that defensive mode, if I can say. So 17 came around, were you still at Eagle Village?
Yeah, I had my 17th birthday at Eagle Village.
Okay. And was this just, what kind of program were you in? When you went back, let me retrace myself. When you went back, did you go into like the same kind of group
No,
program?
I was more focused in the independent living, but with licenses and the way things work, you can't really have an independent living inside of a residential facility very well. So it's very borderline, almost for SILs.
Okay. So it's like semi-independent living. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you did that until when?
I got out 10 months after that.
10 months after that. So you basically aged out of the system, right?
So we knew from the second week of my program I'd either age out because my parents wouldn't let me out. But I was about 2 months before aging out, yes.
Okay. So 18, what does that look like for you?
It didn't look like anything until I got my license. You can't really do much as an 18-year-old, but it's been a struggle. College didn't end up working out for me. And so I moved back home, and then a few jobs didn't work out for me. And then I got stable with the job, but now my car's broke down. Now I got to pay rent. Now I got to save up to have my own place. But that is the most healthy thing I could tell you about myself is I'm having all those issues because those are normal person issues. I just got to figure out how to get past them.
And this is your present day. This is your present day now.
Yep.
And I respect that because, you know, as I said to you when we were talking about this podcast and talking about everything, is, you know, this is not just a place where I want to showcase, oh, this person is good. This person is perfect. They're doing what they got to do. It's important to be able to showcase each stage of a person's life. And you know, although you've had some stumbling blocks and some barriers, you're thriving in your own right.
Yeah.
You're being successful, you know, and you know, you're doing what you need to do. And to bring back around to the question I asked before, what does mental health and self-care look like now for you versus then? So what does it look like now?
A lot of Rubik's cubes, a lot of puzzles. I like to challenge my mind. I work hard, so I'm tired. A lot of sleep. And I used to take people for granted a lot. So I try to reach out to a lot of people and, you know, do these podcasts and reach out about my story.
Okay. Well, I'd be the first to say, you know, I'm probably not the first, but I'm proud of you. You know, I'm proud of all you've done to, you know, make it through it and everything. As a person, our stories aren't that similar, but it's close in relation to the behavioral. I started on the juvenile side, as I told you before, and it was a lot. I got I got told by my judge that I was a menace to society, and I remember 5 moments like that because those moments motivated me to prove to myself that that's not who I wanted to be, and that's how I wanted people to look at me as. It was more to that. And at a time, believe it or not, I couldn't really articulate my feelings and what happened to me. So what I did was put on that fight or flight survival mode and that defensive to try to communicate, or at least I thought I was communicating, and that only damaged things more for me and for the people around me. I endured a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse. And sadly, that caused me to shut out the world and not have a lot of hope or willingness or motivation, you know. And because of that, that led me to go into the juvenile system. And a lot of times, in my experience with working with youth that have similar backgrounds, that's their story, you know, trying to find a way to communicate the hurt, the pain, the anger, you know, and somewhere in between that, you get lost in translation. So, you know, to say the least, you know, what is next for yourself? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? What are you trying to work towards?
I'm currently a manager at Blaze Pizza. That was part of my plan when I was at Eagle Village. I wanted to become a manager at the age of 18. Mm-hmm. I probably want to stick with management for another 2 to 3 years before moving up the corporate ladder. And I think I'm just going to build on my career like that because I got in young, I hit it fast, and now I could climb super quick.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. Is there, well, not is there, do you have any tips or tidbits for youth and alumni out there today?
Yeah, I got about a million things to say. I don't think you can make the podcast that long at all. It's residential is not the end. It's a new beginning. It's a death of an old you and a birth of a new you. And, you know, you have to, there's going to be stuff in there that sucks, but keep the open mindset all the way through. Learn as much as you can, value it, love it, you know, it's all part of the process. And if you're stuck in foster care and part of the system, like, you know, just keep your eyes open, keep hope, because when you lose hope, that's scary. Don't lose hope.
Definitely. So powerful. Well, I just want to say it's been an honor, a really great honor to have you on today. I'm excited to see you continue on your journey, and please, like I said before, stay connected. I look forward to talking to you in the future. You know, seeing you having, if I can say, having a couple of your own blaze pieces. You know,
That's
yeah.
the plan, man. That's the plan. You got to
Definitely.
do the grind.
Definitely. And I look forward to it. Just please stay connected. I definitely want to have you on again. And as I always say, my little spiel, you know, COVID is out there, is doing its thing. You know, it probably ain't going nowhere. Please stay safe. You know, get vaccinated if that's for you. If it's not for you, please just take the right precautions. Wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize. You know, make sure you're, you know, being aware of the environment that you're in and so forth. Lastly, you know, thank you guys for continuing to support, you know, and, you know, I'm gonna, you know, make sure, you know, I tag Jacob in, you know, so if you guys have any support or encouraging words for him or whichever, you know, you guys will be able to see that on the social media tags and stuff like that. Shoot that to him. But this
Can I
has
say
been
one more thing?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I'm tagged in it, reach out. Like you're a great person too, but feel free to reach out. If you're struggling with something, if you have questions, I'm a glass window. I'm always open.
Definitely. And we appreciate that, Jacob. This has been Resilient Voices and Beyond. You guys have a great night, great morning, great whenever you're listening to this, and just have a great one. Thank you.